Hi guys, Aaron Leaf Green, the Green Psychic. Thank you for joining me again on a Sunday night for your free triple deck reading. Okay, as always, choose pile 1, 2, or 3. Whichever number you're seeing, whichever one you're attracted to, and that will be your reading for the week. Just letting you know, I have fixed up the whole YouTube thing for the moment. It's a band-aid situation, but I will fix it in the next couple of weeks. So I will be live Sunday night at 7 p.m. on TikTok and 7 p.m. on Monday on YouTube. So I hope these are helping, and I hope to see you on one of the platforms. Till then, blessed be. Hi guys, Aaron Leaf Green, the Green Psychic. Thank you for joining me again on a Sunday night for your free triple deck reading. Okay, if you chose pile number 1, this is your reading. Just quickly, guys, I will be live Sunday night on TikTok at 7 p.m. and YouTube Monday night at 7 p.m. Hope to see you on one of the platforms. Okay, so this week, the overall card is freedom. It's breaking free. It's getting... Look, I feel like that this is getting rid of a lot of baggage. I keep saying that the energy is getting better. Like, we have our ups and downs, of course. But I do feel like people are starting to... They don't want to jinx it, but they're starting to feel like there's movement in their life. Like some good things are happening around them. But it's like everybody's still holding their breath. Like, yeah, that's good, but I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to acknowledge it, because if something good happens, then something bad's going to follow. Look, that sort of thinking is totally, totally normal. It's human psychology, okay? It's a defense mechanism. But speaking universally, spiritually, energy-wise, not a good place to be, because you're actually kind of manifesting negativity every time something positive happens. So what my advice to everybody is right now is, when good things happen around you, enjoy it. Enjoy it and think about it, and wow, my blessings and all of this. What I'm trying to say is, when something bad happens to us, we wallow in it. We think about it, it keeps it on our mind, and we get upset or we get angry, and that goes on for, we wallow, whether we want to or not, we wallow in negative things. We need to start doing that. You need to start doing that with positive things. Just be like, oh, wow, I can breathe today. Something good just happened. I'm going to forget about everything else and just enjoy the fact that, I won $300 on Lotto, or whatever the case may be. But enjoy those good things. Now, what I want to stress here is, when I say enjoy those good things, it's not just sitting back and thanking the universe or whoever for your blessings. That's not what I'm talking about, because we do that. We're very thankful for what's around us normally, but it's kind of like, no, I'm thankful for my blessings, but I've got to keep my head down because something bad could happen. And no, this is what I'm saying. Take that step back and really enjoy the good things that are happening around you. If you happen to go out with friends and just have a beautiful day, then think about that and enjoy. Oh, I felt so relaxed and it was such a good day. Enjoy those good things, okay? Don't automatically think that when something good happens, something bad is going to happen as well. Most people will say that more bad stuff happens to them than good. So I feel like that's because a lot of people kind of manifest that negativity, bring it in, kind of, oh, okay, I won $300 on the lotto. Oh God, now a $300 bill has come out of nowhere and I have to use that money on that bill. That's a very easy way of turning a positive thing into something negative, but you've still got to remember, well, at least you had that $300 and you're not having to find that $300 somewhere else. So it's actually, even though there's a bill there and that's negative, it's still a double positive. A, you've won $300 on the lotto, and B, that negative bill that's come in, you've actually been able to pay that off and get rid of it. Yeah, that sucks that you don't have that extra $300 to spend on whatever, but it's kind of like, well, you also skipped a bill. You've got to look at it, look at the pros and accept the blessings, okay? And this is what the freedom card is. I really feel like it is. A lot of people are starting to learn that and starting to understand that we do manifest our negativity. So a lot of people would say, well, if I'm manifesting the negative, why aren't I manifesting the positive? That's what I keep dreaming and wishing about. Yeah, that's great. But if you're generating negative energy, it takes twice as long for something positive to happen because the universe has to get through that negative energy before it can create positive energy. Plus, you need to get through that negative energy before you start manifesting positive energy. The second thing with that argument is if you're sitting there dreaming about winning the lotto and all of that is great stuff. But if you're sitting there going, at the end of that daydream, if you go, well, that's never going to happen, back to reality, and I'm never going to win the lotto, and I'm never going to have this and that, that's why you're not manifesting that positivity. You're dreaming about it and wanting it, but manifesting is this can happen, this can happen, this can happen. That's what manifestation is. It's not this will happen. Like, great, if you want to say that, that's great. But the whole point is you've got to have that belief in you that it is possible for you to win the lotto. It is possible for you to meet the person of your dreams. It's possible to own your own house. If you're not at least putting that out there, that it is possible, then it's never going to happen. You're not manifesting it. Instead, you're manifesting everything else. No, it's never going to happen. That is manifesting obstacles to stop you achieving your goals. Okay? It's complicated, it's multi-layered, it's very, very whatever. But to make it very simple, just say it's possible when it comes to good things. And look, it's possible, like obviously bad things are going to happen as well. You don't need to sit here worrying about that because you already know something down the track is going to go wrong. That's just life. So why sit here worrying and stressing about it right now? Because again, you suffer twice. You're suffering right now when there isn't a problem. And when that problem does pop up, then you suffer again when that problem happens. Why are you doing that to yourself? Stop it. Again, that's what we do, but we need to retrain ourselves. And that's what this card is about. Letting go of that fear and that worry and just accepting, look, shit's going to happen. That's life. But in the meantime, I'm going to enjoy what I've got going on, and I'm going to admit that it is possible that I can find the person of my dreams and win the lotto and whatever, because why not? Somebody's got to win the lotto. Why can't it be you? And everybody's like, yeah, it can be me. But if you don't honestly believe that, if that part of the brain kicks in and that's like, yeah, it could be me, but it's never going to, that's the part of that you've got to let go. That's what we're working on. That's what you've got to work on right now, is genuinely believing that it is possible to win the lotto. Okay, so the lotto is probably a bad metaphor because everybody's like, yeah, I'd love to win, but so make it very personal about yourself. It is possible to meet the person of your dreams. It is possible to get that job. It is possible to get a job earning the amount of money you want. You've got to believe that because it is 100% possible. Okay, now I'm going to fly through the rest of the cards because this is always the overall card. And I got that loud and clear, big message. Okay, so this is the patience and waiting card. This is like, look, again, it's just let go of that waiting of fear of something going wrong. Yes, we already know that there's going to be bad days ahead, but there's going to be good days. And every day that isn't a bad day is actually a good day. You've got to remember that. If you're bored out of your skull right now, but there's no big drama going on, you've got to consider this a good day because you're not being brought down by anything, okay? The next card is literally go with the flow. Just enjoy life. Look at this. Look at this. He's just going with the flow, enjoying life, floating out there. And that's what this is about. Look around him. He's in dreamland. He's like, this is manifesting what you want to come into being, okay? And just going with the flow. Let go of the stress and worries of what may be or could be. And worry about it when it happens. Also, let go of the past, all that trauma and worry and drama from the past. Let it go. It's over and done with. You've got to process it, accept it, and then move forward and let it go. And that's it. Like coming up to the end of the year, I keep saying positive energy. So it is really, really good at the moment. Now, this is the communication card. It's upside down. It's also talking about paperwork and stuff like that. So it being upside down, it's kind of like, look, don't make any big plans at the moment. Don't be like, okay, well, I'm gonna sign this contract to buy this house because if I don't buy this house, then I might not ever buy a house. Don't get trapped into that sort of thinking. Again, it is possible. If you've got the money right now to buy a house and you can't find the perfect house or the house that you're looking for, don't buy. Don't just buy for the sake of it. You'll make yourself miserable. That's something that you're locked in for 25 years. And yes, it is very possible to sell that house next year if you want. But if you're living in it, it's going to create all this anxiety where you're just kind of stuck. So it's that whole situation. Don't lock yourself into anything that you're going to be stuck in. Baba. That includes jobs and money and contracts and loans, all that sort of stuff. I'm saying advise. There's avoid. There's a different way to get what you need. There are different channels of stuff coming in. Don't get a credit card just because you're scared that you're not going to have enough money for Christmas. Don't fall into that trap. Whatever will be, will be. You'll make it through. Positive energy, a lot of good things ahead. So, like I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks. Coming up to Christmas, if you can't afford to buy really expensive presents, then don't go into debt for that. Like everybody says it, but we still do it. No, pull it back and just do small things. And if the people around you don't understand or are not thankful for the presents that you give them, well, that's a red flag right there. That they're very yeah, that's a red flag that they only care about money and stuff like that. Don't understand where you're coming from or what's going on. So that's a toxic trait as far as I'm concerned. But the overall message is let go of fear and stress and worry about the future. And remember, it is possible. Everything good that you are after and wanting and looking for is possible. Keep telling yourself that. Not just keep telling yourself that, you've got to believe that. That is the difference. You 100% believe that something bad's going to happen sooner or later. You need to 100% believe that something good is going to happen as well. Like, you need to believe that everything is possible in the sense of good things, getting what you want, just as much as you believe that something bad is going to happen sooner or later. Okay, guys, I hope that helped. If you want a full reading, you can contact me at thegreenpsychic@gmail.com, or you can catch me live on the platforms. Until next week, guys, blessed be. Hi guys, Aaron Leaf Green, the Green Psychic. Thank you for joining me again on a Sunday night for your free triple deck reading. If you chose pile number 2, this is for you. Okay, just quickly, guys. TikTok 7 p.m. Sundays live, and YouTube live 7 p.m. on Monday. I've got a Band-Aid solution to get back on YouTube, but that should be fixed in the next 2 weeks. I'm just waiting on paperwork to come through. Okay, anyway, this is the older woman card. This is upside down. This is like chill the out. This woman's looking over her shoulder at the mirror, and she's got a mirror in her hand, and she's checking, how does she look? Is she presentable? Is she good? Is she doing the right thing? And blah, blah, blah. This is all the stress and worry that you're carrying around. Double checking yourself, second guessing yourself, making sure that this is done and that is done and blah, blah, blah. I'm getting stressed out and anxious just trying to say this to you, let alone going through that myself. So look, I've been there. I know what it's like, but eventually you have to learn how energy works, how the universe works. You need to step back and just be comfortable, okay? So what I'm saying is you may have a million things that you need to do. Instead of trying to do a million things at once, running around like a chicken with your head chopped off, choose one thing and concentrate on that. Once that's done, move on to the next thing and the next thing. Instead of giving about a million pieces of yourself out and, barely getting anything done, concentrate 100% on one thing and you'll get it done like that. Okay, and then you move on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. All you have to do is prioritize what needs to be done first. What is the most important things, and go in for that, okay? Now, why I'm saying this to you is you're going to, right now, if you start doing this, you're going to be able to get through the problems and the issues that are in front of you at the moment, and you're going to build confidence and clarity. Wow, that worked a lot better than stressing out about everything at once, okay? And it's like a learning, it's a lesson for you at the moment on how to approach the future, what to do in the future so you're not overwhelmed by things, okay? So this isn't necessarily, okay, I have to find a new job, I have to move my house, it's not necessarily things like that. It could be as small as, okay, I need to clean the house, but I need to go to do the shopping, and I need to go and check on my friend. Okay, well, you literally can't do all those three things at once. So instead of worrying about when you get to your friend's place, when you do the shopping, just turn around and go, okay, my friend just wants to catch up, so it's not important. So I'm going to clean the house. So clean the house. You can also shop online and have it ready to be picked up after you've cleaned the house. So all you have to do is go and pick up your shopping and then go see your friend for a cup of coffee. Like, prioritize and realize that if you work on one thing, you can get to the next, it's all going to be okay. All right? Because you're second guessing yourself. What if, I get stuck at the shopping, or I get stuck in traffic and then I'm late for here and late for that. Calm down. If it's an emergency, that's one thing. That's obviously, if it's an emergency, nothing else matters. You're going to go and attack that emergency. Your best friend fell down and broke their leg. They needed to be taken to hospital. The house, the shopping, everything, none of that matters. It's an emergency. Go and take care of them, take them to the hospital. Fine. Everything else is not an emergency. That's your anxiety, that's your stress building up. It may feel like an emergency, and that's fine, but that's what this is saying. Stop doing that to yourself. If you're so overwhelmed by doing the house cleaning and the shopping and meeting up with a friend in one day, then do the house cleaning tomorrow and go and do the shopping and catch up with a friend. Or do the house cleaning and have the shopping delivered, so you don't have to worry about that. Or go and see your friend tomorrow. Do you see what I'm saying? There are ways of approaching all of this where you don't have to stress and bend over backwards and get to the point where anxiety is making you want to throw up. Okay? It's stop doing this to yourself. Now, look, this is the elderly card. It's upside down. All these problems that you're facing at the moment, they're not long term. They're not long term problems. Like, I understand that there are long term problems around. You might be struggling to pay the bills and trying to get another job that pays more. Great. That's not what this is saying. This is actually saying that that's coming. But this is saying, like, the stress about cleaning that house and doing that shopping, they're not big problems. You're going to get over it very simply. So don't stress yourself out about this. Don't run yourself ragged with worry and stress and anxiety and what if and what if. No, don't do that. It's cleaning the house. It's not the biggest emergency on the planet. Even if you clean half the house and do the rest tomorrow or next week, it's going to be fine. That's what this card is saying. Okay. Now this card is saying connection. This is kind of the overall point. You are feeling disconnected from life. Okay. I feel like it's almost like robotic. Okay, I have to do this. This is my routine. I've got to go to work. I've got to pay the bills. I've got to clean the house. I've got to do this and I've got to do that. This is, again, you've got to stop, because yes, that is society. That is the society we live in. We have to go to work. We have to pay bills. We have to clean, all of that stuff. But you've got to stop being in that mindset. Again, it's a self-defense mechanism that if I keep my head down and keep working, then everything's going to be all right. I'm going to be on top of everything. Right now, I feel like my chest is closing just talking about this, picking up this energy, all right? This connection card upside down is saying you need to realize that life is a lot bigger than your routine, than what you're doing. Okay, and what I mean by that is, if we dedicate ourselves to continuously doing work and this routine, we are going to burn out. We are going to get to the point, well, what's the point of life? This is all shit. I'm not having any fun. I'm not getting ahead. I'm not doing what I want to do. And it's shit. And that's where depression comes from. That's where midlife crisis comes from. That's where we burn out and just give up on life. Okay, that's what this card is saying. You are headed for that direction, in that direction, if you're not already there. So this is saying you do need to budget in time for yourself. Again, I'm very big on get a hobby, get some art behind you. It's not about being the perfect artist. It's about getting creativity, thinking outside the usual box. A lot of people say they're not creative. I can't be. That's fine. That's more of a reason to do it, because you're not creative, because you keep your head in the game and are one of these people that go routine and run around like a chicken with your head chopped off. Every person that has ever said that to me in my personal life, I've taken down the arts and craft sort of journey, and everybody is creative in their own way. I had a person that just works with plants and flowers and he loves that, and recently has talked about, if I get a rose and I put it in resin, I can make paperweights and that would be really beautiful. How is that not creative? My mum, 78, and very really not creative because she is one of these people. And over the last couple of months, we've been talking about she'd love to get into decorating cakes, and she's looking at people decorating cakes on the internet and all of that, and it's bringing her enjoyment. And I'm sorry, but that sparks creativity. That really does. My mum would be able to create something, and she has. And that's what I'm saying. Don't say that you're not creative. All that is I have no talent. That's basically what you're saying. That's not the question. I don't care if you got talent or not. That's not what art and craft is about. It's about expression. It's about doing something and concentrating on what's in front of you, what's in your hands, and blocking everything out. It's a coping mechanism, okay? A more healthy one. But forget art and craft. This is about you finding a hobby or a way of relaxation, so where you can just switch off. Even if that is sit down in your favorite chair with a cup of coffee, with the phone and the TV switched off, and just have 5 minutes to block out the world. You know, not to sit there and think about all your problems and what's going on, but to block out the world and just go, okay, I'm having some time to myself. That's what this is saying. You need to find a way of having time for yourself. Even if it's going and getting your hair done or your nails, that's something just for you. And like I always say, with every paycheck you get, yeah, you've got to pay bills, but I always say buy something for yourself. Do something for yourself with that paycheck each week or each month or whatever, because you can't get into the headspace of I'm just working, I'm just living in order to work. No, you're working in order to live. Do you know what I'm saying? It's what pays your bills. It's what your how you spend your money on yourself is a part of how you live. Okay, so spending a little bit of money on yourself here and there is a good way of stopping that burnout feeling and going, well, I'm still getting something, a little enjoyment. That's great. It keeps your morale up, it keeps your confidence up, and you keep moving forward. Okay, last card is the illusion card and the deceit card. Now, I keep saying deceit, but deceit's not in this. That's why I changed it to illusion, because there's no deceit around you. It's things may be looking bad or you may be expecting the worst. This is an illusion. That's not the way it's going to be. It's good and it's going to be fine. And if you are starting to get into that headspace, and a lot of people are at the moment, where it's kind of like, okay, there's good stuff happening. I can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel. That's not an illusion. That is, I keep saying the energy towards the end of the year is getting good. The illusion is that everything's going to go to crap, that something else is going to pop up. Look, we're all going to have good days and bad days, and shit's going to happen. We all know that. Don't sit here and stress and worry about that until it happens. Otherwise, you suffer twice. You suffer now when nothing's happening, and then you suffer when the problem pops up. Don't do that to yourself. Okay, so there's an illusion. Things are actually going to work out in your favor and move forward for you. Okay, guys, I really hope that helped. If you want a full reading, you can contact me at thegreenpsychic@gmail.com or on the live platforms. Until next week, guys, blessed be. Hi guys, Aaron Leaf Green, the Green Psychic. Thank you for joining me again on a Wednesday night, on a Sunday night for your free triple deck reading. Okay, so if you chose pile number 3, this is your reading. Just very quickly, guys, live on TikTok at 7 p.m. on Sunday nights and YouTube Monday nights at 7 p.m. I've got a band-aid solution to YouTube at the moment. It should be rectified completely in 2 weeks, but at least I can go live. All right, so your overall card is the communication card. This is really screaming at me that you need to speak up. You need to voice your opinion. You need to have your say. You need to get it all off your chest. Now, this is, I'm feeling like you're the people that have chosen this are the type of people that bite their tongue and don't say what they want to, and they're, right now your mouth is full of blood from biting your tongue, okay? A lot of times somebody will say something and we have a comeback to that, but we bite our tongue because we don't want to start conflict or a bigger problem, A lot of times we let things pass because we don't want to cause waves. Enough. You are never, ever, ever going to be happy by doing that, okay? Now, yes, I get that you might not like conflict, you might not starting things, you might think, oh, it's not worth it. If it's in your heart and in your chest and in your mind that you want to say something or clarify something, or you need to do that, that's what this card is about, okay? This is, you need to speak up. If somebody has been basically only calling you when they want something and then being very distant, and that's getting to you, you need to turn around and say, okay, look, what's the go? Either we're your friends or we're not. You don't just call me when you need something. Let's hang out. If you don't want to do all of that, then clearly you don't want to be friends. It's the same thing as if, your boss is praising all your coworkers and just ignoring you, and you're doing more work than anybody else. You need to speak up and say, hello, what about me? Because this is how people, if you don't say that, it's just going to continue the way it is. By being vocal about your feelings and what you're thinking, is going to help your life change. The people around you are going to change in a good way towards you. So that boss is going to turn around and go, oh, sorry, like you just always have your head down and going for it. They might not think that you need that validation, and you may not need that actual validation, but being left out from everybody else, that's what's getting to you. The boss needs to understand that. So they'll start giving you that praise. Same as that friend that keeps ignoring you until they've got a problem. They might not realize that. So by pointing it out and go, look, have you realized that you only call me when you want something? They might be like, oh shit, I didn't realize. Sometimes we do need to point it out. Sometimes people are a lot dumber than we think they are. It's a common thing when I'm doing a reading and they're like, oh no, this person knows what they're doing to me. And I'm like, actually, they don't. They have no clue at how their actions are affecting you or what they've said has affected you. You need to go and speak to them, because they're going to have a heart attack and go, oh my God, I never meant to make you feel that way. And the feedback I normally get is you're 100% right. Some people are dumb. Even if they're really intelligent and normally really switched on, sometimes they're completely blind to what's right in front of their face. It's that whole thing that you tell your best friend something for 6 months and they, yeah. But then a complete stranger tells them the exact same thing and they're like, hey, I've decided I'm going to do this. And you're like, oh my God, I've been telling you that for 6 months. It's kind of that sort of a scenario that's around. You need to communicate more, okay? This doesn't mean you need to go out yelling and screaming and being, a bitch. That's not what it's about. It's about communicating how your genuine feelings and thoughts, okay? Again, I'm very big on don't communicate when you're angry, because, you need to calm down. But that's not what I'm feeling here. I'm feeling that you're not angry. There might be anger inside, but I feel like you're calm and in a good space to really speak your mind. Okay, so it is really important to get this stuff off your chest. Likewise, I'm just going to quickly say, if there's something from the past that you can't let go of until you have your final say, then have your final say. If you can't, or if you're really like, no, because that'll open a whole door, then write a letter to the person that you want to say everything to, or the company, or whatever. Write it all down on a piece of paper, get it all off your chest, and then once you've done, go and burn it with a candle, be safe, and release it into the atmosphere. And as you're burning it, just say to the universe, I want to let this go. I want this communication passed on. I want it off my chest. Everything that you're hoping to achieve by having that communication, okay? Very, very good way of letting it go. And universally, that energy is still going to hit that person. And I don't mean in a bad way, but they're going to learn how you're feeling. Maybe they go through the same thing. It's not your doing, but the universe is going to pass that message on. Don't expect a reply, because that's not what this is about. It's about getting it off your chest. Now, this is a patience and waiting card. It's upside down. It is saying that you don't need to wait for the right time. This is the opposite. Like, as in, if it's the right way up, I'd be saying you need to be patient at this time. This is upside down. It's like, no, now is the time to speak up. A lot of people are like, well, Christmas is coming, and if we have an argument now, it's going to be really awkward. No, now is the time, so you don't because then Christmas will happen, and then Christmas has just happened, and then by next year you're going to be in the same spot. So now is the time to speak up. Now, like, don't go out of your way again to start arguments. That's not what this is about. But if you do have that boss that you need to speak to, go and speak to them. You don't even have to do it in front of everybody. Just pull them aside and just say, can I just ask why you compliment everybody else and not me? And have that conversation. Speak to your friend. Why, I'm feeling used because you only contact me when you want something, blah, 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 blah. You need to have that conversation now. okay? This is a heartbreak and sadness card. Again, one of the worries that stop us from speaking our mind is the worry of conflict, or the worry that the person's going to turn around and go, well, like our friend, you only contact me when you need something. Well, that's because I don't want to be friends with you. I just want to use you. That's not going to happen. That's not what this is. If this is a genuine friend, they are going to respond by appreciating you being honest and working to figure it out. If they don't do that, if they don't want to do that, then that's a toxic person that you need to get out of your life, all right? But what this card is saying is there is no conflict. There isn't going to be heartbreak and sadness from you being honest. It's going to be the opposite. You're going to feel more connected with your friend because, you know, you might start going out more, or they might just randomly call in, hey, how you going? Your boss might start giving you more feedback, and the energy at work starts to feel more positive. That's what this card is saying. This communication that needs to happen now is going to lead to good things, not bad things. So don't let your stress and worry and anxiety and fear and paranoia of what may or could happen stop you from being yourself, because you're literally letting that fear and that negative energy that you're feeling, you're literally letting that stop you from being happy and moving forward in life. Right now, when you keep your mouth shut and don't express that, you are literally hitting pause on your life. You're not moving forward. You're not growing. You're not changing. You're not being happy. You're not being you, because you are literally going, well, I'm not going to say that just in case. No, you can't live your life like that. You're not going to find happiness until you are confident to speak your mind. And look, if you do lose friends or whatever during this, then so be it. Those aren't the friends that you should be having in your life, okay? Those aren't the connections that you need to have. And look, there is a bit of reconciliation. So even if a friend turns around and goes, oh, well, fuck you then, and walks away, they're going to come full circle and think about it later on and come back and go, look, I'm really sorry, you are right, blah blah blah. So don't even worry about it. Now the last card in your card is the pregnancy card, and this is beautiful to see, because what this is saying is, like I just said, by keeping your mouth shut, you've hit pause on your life. You're not moving forward. As a person, you know, regardless of what's going on with money and whatever, that's not the point. It's as a person, you are not being your true self, your full self, okay? This pregnancy card is saying that by doing all of this, there is change coming for you. You are changing. You are this egg. You need to break out of this egg and communicate to the world. And what this is saying is, like I've been saying this whole reading before I even got to this card, this is about building confidence for you and being yourself and finding that happiness and that balance of, well, I am going to speak my mind, and if people don't like it, well, that's tough luck. It's not like you're going out of your way to say, look, your hair's so horrible, I can't stand looking at it. Like, you're not about to do that. You're about to say, like, treat me with respect, treat me the way I treat you. It's that sort of energy that you're putting out there with this communication. And this pregnancy card is going to be like, well, people that can't handle a 50-50 relationship are going to disappear from your life, and that's a good thing, because anybody that doesn't give 50% into any sort of relationship, romantic, friendship, work, whatever, then they're not the good people. They're toxic. That's how it's supposed to be. Everything is balanced. Everything is 50-50. You give to get, you get to give. We grow up thinking that makes us a bad person. No, that's how the universe works, okay? And if you're one of these people that are always giving and never receiving, you are doing it to yourself. I'm sorry, but you're doing it to yourself. I've been there, I've done that. I still do it from time to time. But the universe looks at it like you're hurting yourself. Like you're stabbing yourself in the leg. Now, why is the universe going to turn around and help you when you're hurting yourself like that? It's going to look at you like, well, you need to learn. You need to grow. And that's when we'll help. That's when the universe helps. And that's what I'm saying. Look at the white around the egg. That's the universe coming to help. The universe will help you out if you help yourself. And the only thing you need to help yourself right now is by being yourself and having a voice. Okay, guys, I really hope that helped. If you want a full reading, you can contact me at thegreenpsychic@gmail.com or on any of the live platforms. Until next week, guys, hope that helped, and blessed be.